the mighty kingdom of Vijayanagara, a land filled with wealth, peace, and happiness. But that year's rainy season felt different. For 3 days straight, heavy rain poured across the kingdom. Cold mist rolled down from the mountains, covering the villages in darkness and fog. Near Vijayanagara, there was a small village called Vijayanagara. It was surrounded by dense forests and towering mountains. Most of the villagers were farmers and cattle herders. They lived simple and peaceful lives. Until one terrifying night. The rain hammered loudly across the village. Suddenly, a woman's scream shattered the silence. Villagers rushed outside carrying torches. One of the cattle sheds had been completely destroyed. The wooden door was broken. Mud covered the ground, and huge footprints could be seen everywhere. One cow was missing. Bloodstains were scattered nearby. Children cried in fear. This is not a normal animal. It's a mountain demon. The forest is cursed. That entire night, no one slept. The next morning, a group of villagers hurried to the royal palace. King Krishna-devaraya listened carefully. What happened? The village chief trembled as he spoke. Your Majesty, every night a terrifying beast comes from the mountains. It kills our cattle, and if anyone tries to stop it, it attacks them too. The king immediately sent soldiers. 10 brave warriors marched toward the mountain village. That night, they guarded the edge of the forest with spears in their hands. The rain had stopped. The forest was silent, but that silence itself felt frightening. Suddenly, a terrifying roar echoed through the trees. Roar, 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 roar. Even the horses panicked. A massive dark figure rushed between the trees. The soldiers chased after it. But the creature vanished into the thick mist. The next morning, 2 soldiers returned badly injured. Your Majesty, it was bigger than a man. Its eyes glowed like fire. Fear spread throughout the palace. Some whispered, "It is a cursed mountain beast. No human can capture it." At that moment, Tenali Raman, who had been silently listening, slowly stood up. Your Majesty, where fear exists, the truth hides behind it. I will find out what this creature really is. The king looked relieved. Tenali, be careful. The next morning, Tenali rode alone toward Vijayanagara village. As soon as the villagers saw him, they rushed forward. Sir, please don't go outside tonight. That monster will tear people apart. Tenali smiled calmly. First, we must understand what it truly is. He began examining the village carefully. Broken cattle sheds, huge footprints, deep claw marks on trees. He observed every detail closely. Then, something caught his attention. Every attack had happened only during rainy nights. And the creature always came from the same direction. Tenali followed the trail deep into the forest. After walking for a long time, he discovered a huge cave hidden between the rocks. Outside the cave were animal bones, fresh claw marks, and giant footprints in the mud. Tenali smiled softly. Now I understand. That evening, he gathered the villagers together. Tonight, no one should leave their homes. I will capture the beast. The villagers were shocked. You're going alone? Yes. Night fell. The mountains are covered in thick fog. Even the sound of the wind felt terrifying. Tenali carried a large piece of meat. He placed it near the cave entrance. Then, he secretly prepared a large hidden trap nearby. After that, he tied a huge bronze bell to a tree. A long rope connected to it. Finally, Tenali climbed onto a nearby tree and waited silently. Time passed slowly. Then, suddenly, heavy footsteps echoed from inside the cave. Thud, thud, thud. 2 glowing eyes appeared in the darkness. A massive wild bear slowly stepped out of the cave. Its fur was covered in mud. Its claws looked sharp enough to rip through wood. The beast sniffed the air, smelling the meat. Slowly, it moved closer. That very moment, Tenali pulled the rope with all his strength. Ding, 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 ding. The loud bell rang across the mountains. The frightened bear roared wildly and leaped forward. But it fell straight into the hidden trap. Wah! Its roar shook the entire village. Villagers rushed outside carrying flaming torches. And what they saw shocked everyone. It's not a demon. It's just a giant wild bear.
We're safe.
The next morning, the news reached the royal palace. King Krishna-Devaraya himself came to the village. Tenali, what dozens of soldiers could not do. How did you manage it alone? Tenali smiled peacefully. Your Majesty, that bear was very powerful, but even it had one weakness. Fear. The king looked surprised. Fear? Yes, Your Majesty. Sometimes what strength cannot defeat, wisdom can. And a frightened mind often traps itself. From that day onward, the people of Malavisal village lived peacefully once again. And whenever children became afraid at night, their parents would tell them a story about the man who defeated fear itself, Tenali Raman.
Every story hides a lesson, and every lesson makes us wiser. See you in the next adventure. Only on Clever Tales X.